Warren Buffett, the investment legend often referred to as the Oracle of Omaha, has a bone to pick with Bitcoin. He's gone as far as to say he wouldn't touch Bitcoin even if it costs a mere $25. Despite the crypto frenzy catching the world by storm, Buffett remains unshakably skeptical. Why such a hard pass from a financial maestro? Let's dive into the debate and unpack what's behind Buffett's Bitcoin backlash. Warren Buffett, the big shot investor, usually has a lot to say about where you put your money. But when it comes to Bitcoin, he's surprisingly quiet. It's not that he's not interested, it's more like he's sitting on the fence watching carefully. Buffett knows there's a huge crowd out there crazy about Bitcoin, betting big on its future. What's missing though are the doubters, the ones who bet against the crowd, which you usually find in other markets. This absence makes Buffett think twice before saying anything about Bitcoin. His hesitation to jump into the Bitcoin buzz probably shows he's being extra cautious about this new rollercoaster world of digital money. It's like he's at this weird crossroads where the old school investment wisdom meets this wild new money-making frenzy, and he's just there taking it all in with his expert eyes. Warren Buffett isn't buying into the Bitcoin craze. He sees it as a classic case of what's called the greater fool theory. Here's the deal. He thinks people are buying Bitcoin not because they believe in its value, but because they think they can sell it for a higher price to the next person. It's like a game of musical chairs. Everyone's passing Bitcoin around, hoping they won't be the one left standing when the music stops. In other words, it's all about making a quick buck off someone else who's willing to pay more. This is a whole different ballgame from investing in something like stocks or real estate, where you're looking at what that investment will actually earn or provide. Buffett's take is a reality check in the middle of all the Bitcoin hype, suggesting that its high price tag might be more about people getting caught up in the moment than any real lasting value. Warren Buffett has some reservations about Bitcoin, especially about its hidden cost and how it can be a playground for scammers. He's pointing out that moving Bitcoin around isn't free. Every time you buy or sell it, there are these sneaky little costs that add up, kind of like those annoying bank fees. These are what he calls frictional costs. And then there's the bigger headache, the chance of getting scammed. Buffett warns that the Bitcoin world has a lot of shady corners where it's easy for tricksters to rip people off. In his view, dealing with Bitcoin is like passing the same dollar bill around, but each time someone takes a piece of it, and there's a chance it might end up in the wrong hands. For Buffett, it's not just about the buzz around Bitcoin, it's about these practical issues that can hit your wallet hard. Warren Buffett, a big name in the investment game, isn't buying the hype that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin could replace our regular government-backed money. He thinks this idea is more like a wild fantasy than something that could actually happen. Known for his old-school investing style, Buffett trusts the good old dollar and euro way more than the unpredictable and new world of cryptocurrencies. He believes that the long history and government support behind traditional money makes it solid and trustworthy, unlike the roller coaster ride of digital currencies. In his view, the thought of Bitcoin or any other crypto taking over the role of established currencies like the dollar is pretty unrealistic. For Buffett, sticking with what we've got, money that's backed by governments and has stood the test of time, makes a lot more sense than switching to a digital and decentralized money system, at least for now. Warren Buffett isn't sold on Bitcoin's long-term worth. He says guessing Bitcoin's price swings in the short run is tricky, and he's pretty sure it's not a solid investment for the long haul. According to Buffett, Bitcoin isn't like a regular business that makes stuff or a building that you can rent out for cash. Instead, its appeal is based on a kind of magic. People think it's valuable because everyone's buzzing about it. Buffett believes in investing in things that actually produce something or make money on their own, like companies that sell real products or real estate. For him, Bitcoin just doesn't cut it because it doesn't create anything or earn any money by itself. It's more like a popularity contest where its worth depends on how many people are hyped up about it, not on what it can actually do or make. Warren Buffett thinks the wild excitement over Bitcoin is a lot like some crazy financial fads from the past. He talks about this thing called the tulip mania back in the 17th century, where people went nuts buying tulip bulbs at insane prices, and then the whole market crashed big time. Buffett reckons Bitcoin is on a similar roller coaster. Just like those tulips that suddenly lost a fortune for no reason, Bitcoin's huge price jump seems to be more about people getting carried away than the digital currency actually being worth more. He's kind of warning everyone to be careful. Just because something's super popular and its price is shooting up fast doesn't mean it will stay that way. In Buffett's eyes, the whole Bitcoin thing could be more about people following the crowd and not so much about solid long-term value, kind of like those historical financial crazes that ends up going bust. Warren Buffett compares Bitcoin to a roll of the dice in a casino. You're just hoping luck's on your side rather than making a smart, thought-out move with your cash. He's noticed loads of people getting all hyped up about making quick dough from Bitcoin, and he's not too thrilled about that. Buffett thinks this rush for easy money makes folks jump in without really thinking it through, chasing a fast buck rather than making a solid plan. In his eyes, going all in on Bitcoin is more about taking a wild chance than investing in something that will pay off steadily over time. He's been around long enough to see people chase after quick riches and end up in a mess. For him, putting your money into stuff that's proven solid over the years makes a lot more sense than following the latest get-rich-quick trend everyone's buzzing about. Warren Buffett has called out Bitcoin and stuff like it for being like a magnet to our inner gambler. He's seen how people get a rush from throwing their money into these kinds of risky deals, or because there's a chance they might make a boatload of cash real quick. It's like there's something in us that just loves to take a wild bet on the next hot thing, dreaming of striking it rich. To Buffett, the whole Bitcoin frenzy is more than just folks wanting to invest. It's like a high-stakes, fast-paced game. People are diving in headfirst, looking for a quick payout, but they are not always thinking about what could go wrong. This kind of gambling spirit can lead to some hasty, not-so-smart choices. In Buffett's view, putting your cash into these unpredictable ventures is like playing a game of chance with your hard-earned money. Sure, the thought of getting rich quick is super tempting, but it's often a shot in the dark, not a smart money move. Warren Buffett, the investment maestro, has a pretty neat trick up his sleeve when it comes to gambling. He'd rather be the casino boss than the guy rolling the dice. This nugget of wisdom hit him during a flashy jaunt to Las Vegas. There, he saw the light. The casino always has the upper hand, raking in the dough, while the gamblers often walk away with empty pockets and pie-in-the-sky dreams. Buffett, being the savvy guy he is, took this Vegas lesson to heart. In the investment world, he plays it like he owns the joint, not like he's betting his last chip. He's all about being on the winning side of the odds, just like a casino owner sitting back and watching the profits roll in. Buffett's game plan? Steer clear of wild, throw caution to the wind bets. He's the king of smart, steady plays that grow money reliably, not the high-stake gambles that might give a thrill but could leave you high and dry. Warren Buffett and his right-hand man, Charlie Munger, are pretty much saying a big no thanks to cryptocurrencies. These two big shots in the investment world, famous for making smart choices in the stock market, just don't trust the whole crypto craze. Even though digital currencies like Bitcoin are getting more popular and their prices are shooting up, Buffett and Munger aren't tempted one bit. They've never put their money into cryptocurrencies and they're not planning to start now. These guys like to stick to what they know best, real solid stuff and businesses that make sense and have a history of making money, not the roller coaster ride of crypto prices. They prefer putting their cash into things that are more predictable and have been profitable over the long run rather than gambling on the ups and downs of the cryptocurrency world. Warren Buffett is a big believer in putting your dough where the real action is. He's the guy rooting for investments that actually roll up their sleeves and get to work, like a busy factory pumping out goods or a bustling apartment block raking in rent. He's all for pouring cash into stuff you can see and touch, things that genuinely crank out value. Think of it like backing a bakery that bakes bread around the clock versus a mysterious treasure chest that might or might not be full of gold. On the wild side of things, there's crypto, the digital darling of the investment world. But Buffett, he gives it a thumbs down. He sees crypto as more of a casino gamble than a solid investment. To him, betting on Bitcoin and its buddies is like trying to catch a shooting star. Flashy, fun, but pretty unpredictable. Buffett's advice is like classic rock in a world full of one-hit wonders. Stick to the real deal, the stuff you can count on to keep churning out the hits, not just the flashy chart toppers of the moment.